Really cannot say enough about our team. My expectation was that we were going to play our best game this week, and we did. Just really proud of them. Great week of practice. I thought we had a better week of practice this week than we did last week, and these guys have done a great job of preparing each and every week. And as I told y'all last week, the best part of our team is the fact that we've been able to run the football through 5 games now. I think four out of our 5 games we've had 200-plus yards rushing. And, with our ability to stop the run, that's a pretty good combination. We really have not had to really call in the passing game. And everybody's worried about us being able to throw the football. And, 386 yards passing today. First time we've really had that type of coverage. And it was good to see us, make big plays. I think every receiver we have made a big play in the passing game today. It was awesome to see that. And so 538 yards. Wayne Gallman just continues to just get better and better. We've had some good backs around here, as y'all know, and he's the first back in 10 years to have 3 straight 100-yard rushing games. That's pretty impressive. And so, again, give the credit to the offensive line. Those guys are just rolling people out of there. 3rd and 2, we rip off a 60-yard run or something on the first play or the first touchdown. Our OL has just done a great job. And then Deshaun. Deshaun doesn't get the credit that he deserves in the running game. And he was big for us again today. And then, we were 10 of 16 on 3rd down, and Deshaun was 21 of 30. So just a great performance offensively all the way around. Leggett, couple of touchdowns, kept them off balance, and outside a couple of really just bad miscues, we played a pretty clean game on a sloppy day. So really proud of that. Defensively, when you run the triple option and you can't run the football, it's a long day for you, and that's the story of the day. I mean, it's that simple. We held them to 71 yards rushing, and you got no chance when you're a triple option team. And so hats off to the guys up front, man. They dominated the line of scrimmage, just absolutely dominated the line of scrimmage. Their quarterback, who's a dangerous player, ripped off some plays against us last year. He had 5 yards rushing. I just couldn't be more proud of our defense and our staff and the job that they've done over there. J-Ron and Dorian were in the backfield all day long. Really hate that we gave up a couple of the discipline plays, but that kind of, it's kind of a double-edged sword a little bit when you play those guys, and that's why they have that explosiveness. They'll big play touchdown you in a heartbeat if you're not disciplined, and they got us on a couple of them, but as far as the overall day, just tremendous. 1 of 12 on 3rd down, 10 tackles for loss, just a dominant day. And then on special teams, 2 field goals. Kickoff coverage was tremendous. Punt team, we averaged 45 yards a punt. It was just a really solid day overall from a team standpoint. So a lot to be proud of, especially coming off a game last week. The rhetoric all week long was, how can y'all possibly be ready to play? And I don't understand that. And I'm glad that our guys don't understand. They don't buy into that mess. It's just play the game. Put everything you got into each and every opponent, and then, move on to the next one. So that's just, hats off to our guys. That's our 13th win in a row at home, which ties the school record. So, really neat opportunity for the seniors and the team next week to kind of own that record outright if we can find a way to win. But we just got to continue to do what we do. Stay humble, stay hungry, just try to win one day at a time. And BC is the next opponent, and it's the biggest game of the year. And we got Boston College might be one of the best defenses in the country. So we've got a big challenge to get ready for this week. We were fortunate to beat those guys last year, and so we'll go back to work, enjoy this one tonight, and hit it on Monday. But overall, good win.
Was that kind of a breakout game for Deion Kane? It seems like he might be candidate for offensive player of the game along with Gallman.
Well, we played it. We were able to, really get in a rhythm and play everybody, and we kind of had everybody in there in the second half. And again, just the coverage. It's not really a breakout game. I mean, everybody got involved. It's just we haven't seen that type of coverage. We have not seen people just line up and play man-to-man like we see on our practice field. We hadn't gotten much of that. And so today was a day where, we knew that we were going to have some opportunities. And we were able, and we weren't playing in a hurricane. It was a little sprinkle out there compared to what we were in last week. But it's good to see us make plays. We had, Renfro made a great play downfield. He continues to show up in big moments for us. Hopper made a huge play. Sharon had a couple of big plays. Had one big one called back because we had a holding. Travion, a big play. Wish we could have kept the ball in a little bit more there. But, Dion with a couple of them. Ray, everybody. Leggett, everybody got involved, and that's when we're at our best. And good to see Zach Brooks get in there and rip off a big play as well. So just an overall very balanced day. And as I've told y'all many times, I'm not worried about our ability to throw and catch. That's the least of my concerns. But the fact that we have proven we can line up and run the ball, that bodes well for us moving forward.
Coach, now in all 5 games, you've scored the go-ahead touchdown first. But how important is that to get on the board first to your opponents have to dig their way out?
Yeah, well, we talk about setting the tempo all the time. We don't ever know what's going to happen to come out of the gate. They won the toss, they deferred, and we took the ball. So same thing happened last week. And to be able to come out and say, okay, well, all right, let's go play offense and do what we do. Just a great credit to our guys from a preparation standpoint to be able to go down the field and punch it in. And, same thing defensively. Those guys going out there, getting a stop, and then bam, bam, next thing you know, you're on top of them. I thought that the big thing for me today was, hey, let's get control of the game, and then let's don't let up. Let's don't let them back in the game. And they never got back in the game. We had control of the game for 4 quarters, and that was good to see. That was something we need to improve on.
Paul Johnson said that physical superiority cancels all theory. When people ask about his offense, was that pretty much the story where their defense was sort of overwhelmed?
Yeah, I mean, we're better up front. I mean, scheme does not win, guys. It doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't matter what kind of scheme you win. We coaches, we get way too much credit. Scheme doesn't win. It's players executing scheme. And at the end of the day, regardless of what you do, it comes down to, winning at the point of attack, low pads, leverage, tackling, creating new lines of scrimmage. Those are the things, knowing what you're doing, being able to execute and physically do what you're asking your team to do. And, we were just better than they were up front today. It's just that simple. We all know that Georgia Tech is capable of beating anybody, anywhere, any day. They're a nightmare to get ready for every single year. Well coached. We were just better than them today. It's just that simple. And and especially when we put all 3 phases together. We took care of the ball outside of got the snap at the end of the game. Had our backup center in there, and then Ray had the fumble early on, and we held him to a field goal. We actually lost the turnover margin today, and it's a rarity. We only win about 40% of the time. All right, there you go. We win 42% of the time when we lose the turnover margin. So the football gods were in our favor today because that's not the odds that we like. So that was a disappointment. But, again, it was just a complete team effort, and, they just really, just wasn't Georgia Tech's day.